Welcome to our lesson about stacked recording. Stacked recording is very similar to cycle recording, but it displays each take in its own lane on the track in one vertical stack. And this is how you can see all the takes all the time, instead of only one at a time like we saw in our previous lesson. Stacked recording is more convenient when your screen is large enough to support this type of expanded track view. A stacked view of your takes makes it easier to edit the parts that you like into a composite. In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to do stacked recording and to play back the various takes. Make sure that Stacked is selected from the Cycle Record Mode menu. Activate the Cycle button, and let's set our left and right locators. Press the L button to position the cursor at the left locator. Make sure to give yourself enough room on either end so you don't launch into the next take without any preparation opportunity. And we're ready to record. Make sure the track is record enabled and that the monitor is on. Press record when you're ready. And when you're done, press stop. We've done 3 complete laps. As you saw, when Cubase reached the right locator, it lapped back to the left locator for the next take. Here are 3 takes, appearing one below the other, each in its own lane on the bells track. Cubase numbered them sequentially, take 1, 2, and 3, and they all share a file name. They are actually regions of the same file, bells 04. The active take is green and appears last. The other 2 takes are muted and grayed out. Let's deactivate Record Enable mode and the monitor buttons. And let's expand the track height a little bit. If we start playback right now, we'll only hear take 3. Takes 1 and 2 are currently muted. By default, the final take is the active take. Let's position our cursor and start playback. And stop playback with the spacebar. Let's activate the mute tool and we'll mute take 3. Unmute take 2. And let's listen to take 1. And let's stop our playback. We're able to rename a take. Let's just show the event info line. It's the black strip under the toolbar. Just type a new name in the description field. Now that description appears on the take. Let's rename take 3 as well. It's easy to delete a take. Just select it in the project window with the Object Selection tool and press Delete on your keyboard. To tighten up the view, we can turn the lanes off by clicking the Lane Display Type button in the track control area. Choose Lanes Off. And now the takes appear as conventional overlaps. We can also navigate to the second take using the Alt or Option right-click, select to front, or set to region. Let's restore the lanes view. Lanes fixed. And let's unmute the first take. Cubase has another stacked recording mode. It's called Stack 2. This is for MIDI and instrument tracks. If you select this mode by mistake for an audio track, no worries. It behaves exactly like stacked recording mode. Stack 2 doesn't mute the previously recorded MIDI. Like you saw in our current recording here, the previous takes were always muted. Stack 2 is a good way for building up your content in each successive lap. It's really handy for building a drum rhythm or some other kind of complex rhythm where you need to keep the instruments separate. Or if you, for example, have got a piano part to lay down that's too difficult for you to play live, you can do it, let's say, first with the left hand and then add the right hand. We're going to cover MIDI cycle recording later in this course. I mention it here because MIDI recording can be really handy for musicians who work primarily with audio but find that to get something right on a recording, they need to play it slower than the actual speed or to build it up a few notes or ideas at a time. And this concludes our tutorial about stacked recording to an audio track.